Welcome to Lesson 6 for Rhombuses. Control. Let it go. Let's face it, you are fear of loss dominant, and this means you need a great deal of control over your world to feel safe. You also have a hard time trusting other people, and all of this can cause major problems in your relationships. We want you to understand why, and the effect your need for control has on your relationships. If you have shapes in your life that are also fear of loss dominant, they need control to feel safe too. This means both of you want to be the boss all the time, and this could be creating a great deal of conflict. If you want to have a good relationship with these people, you're going to have to give up some of your control and let them have it. Sit down with this person and figure out what areas you care about most and what they care about most. Decide who's going to be in charge of what and take the lead. Divide and conquer. This works best in these relationships. If you're in a relationship with a fear of failure dominant shape, your control and need to have everything your way probably feels like criticism to them, and probably feels like they can't do anything right because they can't ever do anything the way that you want it done. This can lead to huge relationship problems. Every time you correct or make a suggestion or get frustrated, all they hear is they're not good enough. You're going to have to be very mindful and aware of this fear of failure and make sure you're giving them a lot of validation, reassurance and praise to balance out your need for control. If these shapes don't get enough validation from you, they may start pulling away and not wanting you in their life because that feels safer. Fear of failure dominant people are very sensitive to feedback and criticism. If you need to give them some, just make sure you validate them first. Make sure they feel very valued and appreciated for everything they do right. The most valuable thing we can teach you in this lesson that will make the biggest difference in your life is how to trust the journey and the universe and let go of your need for control. But this is also the most difficult thing for people of your shape to do. The truth is, you don't trust the universe, a higher power, or anyone else with anything because they never do it the way that you think it should be done. You usually have to do it yourself so it's right? You know this. But these trust issues are making you hard to live with. So, you must keep on working on what you learned in Lesson 3 and keep listening to the audio recording, Life is on My Side. And you must keep practicing every day to trust the universe. It knows what it's doing. You must recognize that though you're trying to control everything in your life, control is the delusion. You can't control your life. Actually, there are very few things you actually have control over. You can control your thoughts, your attitudes, your beliefs. You can control your own actions and choices, but truly that's about it. You can't control other people. You can't control what's going on in the world around you. You can only control your reactions to these things. So, let it go. Trust the universe that it has all these people and what's happening in the world in hand. It's on the job. And although it looks crazy and chaotic to you, it really isn't. Choose to hand over everything you can't control. When you realize you don't have control anyway, it's easier to trust the universe. And really, that's the only choice that makes sense. Trust the universe that it's creating the perfect classroom journey for each of us. And whatever happens is here to serve you. If everyone is here to serve you, there's actually no loss. Does that make sense? You could believe there's nothing to fear or stress about at all. Now we know this is a pretty high level of mindfulness, but you can do it with practice. Also, work on letting go of all your expectations so you aren't disappointed and frustrated as often. You can set the intention around what you want, but don't get too attached to it. Stay in trust. And when things don't go the way you expected, you aren't as bent out of shape. This will take practice, but you can do it.